We are ready to hit the home stretch of 2023, and with 4 more events in our 30th year, the UFC brings the heat tonight as the Octagon returns to Las Vegas. Allen versus Craig.
That's beautiful. I mean, hooked to a...
Oh, goodness.
Man. Oh,
and now he's down and perhaps close to finishing.
Listen.
That'll do it. Christian Leroy Duncan got what he was looking for. Finally able to put the striking skills on display in the Octagon. Second round knockout. Yeah, this is where he's comfortable on the feet as he spills to his back after landing a kick.
And use that.
Oh! Sadeghi! Jekka Sadeghi!
Medic isn't really giving that bulldog.
He might get this.
And there's the tap. Welcome to the UFC Muktebek oral bye.
Yeah, Hibas is breaking her right now.
Just tired her out. Wore her out.
Oh my gosh!
Spinning hook to the face.
Oh, right hand!
And then drops her with the right.
We've seen this out of Hibas so many times, and she does it again.
Hibas.
There you go. Levitt gets back on the stack.
Yeah, so
Nice job by Levitt to be able to fight out of that. He was in a bad position, but Hooper didn't capitalize when he had him on his back, and so Levitt was able to counter. Goes again.
Throwing up the legs.
Switches to the leg lock from the arm bar. Levitt's feeling it. Tried for a triangle, but Levitt postures out of it.
Ooh, he hurt him with that.
Nice elbow.
I don't think he was out, but it's certainly...
Yeah, you saw he was going for that sweep, which he's got now. Both guys have an ankle. But man, me and Brent, I saw the same thing, Brent. His eyes definitely rolled back with that shot.
Oh, now nice. Hammer fist. That's what happens when you hang on to the ankle.
I don't know. Looks like they're trying to hurt each other in there.
Yeah, in this grappling, they're both very comfortable. So if there was an opening for these guys to really hurt the other one, it's going to be grappling
and now Hooper's left arm is under the chin. Does he have enough to squeeze it?
That's locked in. We don't know how tight, but it is locked in. Yeah.
And there's the
wow, what a transition.
Case Hooper.
Wow. Feints and fakes are what are going to support Matthews right now because of the range of Morales. He's going to need to fake and feint. Otherwise, he's going to get the counter all day like that. He's trying to find that counter. There it is. And he's getting closer and closer. And so as the fight moves on, he's going to keep making these reads.
Oh, man, that flying knee of Morales is scary.
Morales starting to turn it on. And he jumps into what looked to be a takedown attempt, and Matthews wraps the neck and reverses that quickly. Coming up on 1 minute to go in round 2. Right hand got through for Matthews, and another Superman punch from Morales.
Competitive second round here. Close fight. Both guys having their moments. And there's the body. See, he found the body, and he was able to then come up with that left hook. There's a right hand. Both guys land. And he's only, what, 24?
24 years old. 3-0 in the UFC.
Patient.
Off the ground as he landed the body kick. Matthews skates away in the final 10 seconds of round 2.
It's an important 10 seconds here.
Guard high for Morales, who uncorks a few huge shots.
Now, granted, not many of them got
coming
through,
up.
but a strong way to end that round.
Oh, nice uppercut. Morales was going home run swinging there.
Yeah, so anybody who faces Morales now knows they're going to have to deal with power. They're going to have to deal with forward and backward movement. I mean, he mixes it up super well. So this is a tough fight. If you're watching either of these guys, like, what do you do to counter what their offense is? And
Matthews trying to put together a combination moving forward, and now a nice uppercut got through from Morales.
Trying to seal the deal with a takedown, but good job there from Matthews to D that up. Saw that one coming. Oh.
Letting it hang out. Final 5 seconds. Morales off the fence with one more big shot.
Nice right hand from Matthews.
And these welterweights go the distance.
Your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Michael Morales.
Let's see if Brendan opens up a bit more on the striking here.
Ooh, they both landed there. Check hook versus a right hand. They both got hurt.
And they scramble right to the ground, and Craig sunk right to his back and said, come on down.
Good elbows here from the top again. Brendan Allen just continuing to do damage.
Yeah, he could do this all night, and it's not hard for him either. He's taking the path of least resistance, Brendan Allen, here in these positions, and he's looking very strong in every position.
But when you're going against a decorated grappler like Brendan Allen, even tougher to get those.
Well, not just that, but he's got film. Everybody knows how you set it up now. They know what you do to set it up, where you're comfortable. Brendan Allen's seen all that, and he's going to counter it. If you watch Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen, we would have been saying the same thing. And then Chael ends up in a triangle at the end of the fight. So guys who commit to their guard like this, like Paul Craig does, generally get the finishes, but also can go the other way as we're seeing here.
And Brendan Allen, after another great round of ground control, ends round 2 on the back. Back on the feet to start round 3. Paul Craig with a bit of work to do here. Eats another big left from Allen, who's locking guillotine in.
Got a guillotine here. Hands slipping out a little bit, but again, here we are right back on the ground where Brendan's going to continue to throw these elbows. Paul has got to have urgency to try to get one of these submission attempts or get back up to his feet. Problem is, you get back up to your feet, then what? Oh, that's...
4 of his 5 on this winning streak have come like this. Make it 5 of 6. Brendan Allen, a rear naked choke specialist, earns himself another tap out victory, and with a shrug says, I'm coming for the top.
Who won the fight? Woo!
Kia ora e te iwi no mai hara mai ki UFC on Sky. A huge congratulations to middleweight Brendan Allen for his win at the weekend at UFC Fight Night over Scotsman Paul Craig. He has proven that he is definitely a talent to watch in the future. Now, with only one pay-per-view remaining for 2023, we are using this episode to take a look back at the best bits that the year had to offer, including 9 newly crowned champions.
And now, the new UFC interim heavyweight champion of the world, light heavyweight champion of the world, Jamal. UFC middleweight champion of the world. Champion of the world, Sugar O'Malley! And new UFC undisputed flyweight champion of the world, Alexa Rosso! Due to a guillotine choke, and UFC heavyweight undisputed champion of the world, Johnny
The UFC returned to Sydney for the first time in 5 years after the New South Wales government made an historic multi-year deal to host 3 pay-per-views between now and 2027. Now, we were very lucky to be there on the ground, so here are the best moments from Sydney, Australia.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great because we've got 6 guys fighting on the card. It's one of these moments that's historic again. And of course, I'm glad you guys are here because you guys are the real ones who actually cover it for New Zealand, but it's very heavily underrated and undercovered because the bureaucrats don't like what we do and no human cockfighting, but because it's about the people. And we have the internet now and we have you guys, and shout out to Sky Sports as well for putting it on. I'm so happy to be a part of it. I'm still young, I'm still in this game, and there's moments I catch myself just looking around, I'm just like, we're really doing this shit, like we're in this. So yeah, I soak it in, I stay present. Since Thursday, I haven't really tapped into the elements, and I felt like, yeah, I just touched down in Australia yesterday. We were doing a ceremony from the original people, the OGs of the land. So I was like, yo, I gotta tap into the elements. And then they did a smoke ceremony. I went in there, bathed my fists, my elbows, my knees, my legs, took in the smoke. Even when it was playing, I remember I had my madra hand sign, and I just kind of like felt the vibration of the instrument pulse through me. And I was just like trying to just soak it in. And yeah, I tap into these elements because it's not some woo shit. I've actually seen the magic that happens when you really tap into these elements. So yeah, I'm a cultured man, put it that way. You know, shout out to Alex Pereira actually. Since the last fight, leading up to that, I saw how in touch he was with his culture that I had to do my own rituals to get in touch with my culture and my higher self. And that helped me tremendously in that camp. And then going forward into my life, this fight, I didn't really have to tap into the dark side too much, but this is violent, you know, this is a violent sport. So I get a little taste and I use it to empower me, and the light as well. But yeah, just having the gang here is just something that's palpable, and that's what's fueling me this weekend.
Why was this fight something that you had to do here in Australia?
Well, here's the thing, you guys. I didn't want to be in Australia. You guys rob us with taxes. I mean, God, how do you guys live in Australia and pay these taxes? If I never come back to Australia again, I'm gonna be the happiest guy. Or at least come back here, but not make money here, because my God, the government robs you guys. I thought we had it bad. You guys have it way worse.
But how have you been finding it so far?
No, I love it, man. I love it. You know, I'm the definition of America, but as I've been like journeying through Sydney and getting to know people, I'm starting to realize, man, there might be a mental health crisis in America. We're all fucking nuts. But I'm still not giving my guns up like you guys did. Yeah, but again, you guys, Australia, everybody's been great, man. You know, I've actually loved it, and even walking down the street, you know, 99% of the people I met have been amazing.
I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, do you come from a land down on the earth?
And of course, some of us are able to be blessed and privileged to be at this card, but a lot of your fans are still at home in New Zealand. Is there anything you'd like to say to them?
Thank you. Thank you all for supporting us, City Kickboxing, CKB, because without you guys, the support of you guys, not the bureaucrats, not the governments, without you guys helping us and supporting us, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you for supporting City Kickboxing. Nah, I mean it, but like for real, what we're doing right now is making history, and a lot of you are missing it. It's not for me, it's for you. You're missing it. So I want you to enjoy this. Enjoy it. I'm getting emotional because it's for me and my team, but it's all good. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I appreciate you, and I can't wait to feel work, so it's all good.
Well, joining me now, and new middleweight champion Sean Strickland. My first question to you, how does it feel to have shocked the world?
You know, it still doesn't feel real, you guys, to be honest. Every now and then I'm like, wait a minute. I got this weird thing around my waist. I've never seen one of these before. I've only seen this in video games. But yeah, no, it's cool.
What does it mean for you to have won this fight today?
You know, every fight I have, it's always to the death. That's, you know, it means nothing. It doesn't matter if I'm fighting someone who's not ranked, someone who's ranked. I'm always down to scrap.
You've worked so hard to get to this moment, but talk about your career in general, the journey that you've gone through to get to this point right now.
Man, I mean, guys, I didn't graduate from high school. I don't have a GED. I couldn't get hired to be a janitor in the States, you know, like, like at the end of the day, like the only thing I am is I'm a dog, you guys. Point me in the direction, put something in front of me, tell me to hit it. And at the end of the day, man, I'm a goddamn good dog, so.
Does it feel like a little bit like the stars aligned? Because, you know, Robert Whittaker and Dricus du Plessis fought to be in your spot to fight Izzy for this title. You come across the world and beat him.
Yeah, you know, I'm one of the best strikers in the world. At the end of the day, man, when you're playing the game of striking, you're always one punch from being knocked out. And it's always a risk you take, but I am one of the best strikers in the world.
And let's talk quickly about that game plan, because you came in, you had that guard, you seemed to deflect anything that Izzy was giving to you. He made comment after the first or second round that he couldn't get his jab going.
Yeah, you know, it's funny enough, man, that whole camp I wrestled. All I did that camp was wrestle, but yeah, you know, when you get in there, you start boxing, the man dance, you guys. I can't help it. You get in there, you start getting that Philly shell. All you want to do is just keep boxing.
It felt like during the week you were very high energy, very loud, but it feels like you're calm now. You've got it all done. Is there a sense of relief?
Yeah, you know, you guys don't, like, to get yourself in the mindset to fight, you have to put yourself in this mindset that I'm willing to, just picture waking up one morning and telling yourself, like, I'm going to do something and I'm willing to give up my life for it. It takes so much, like, spiritual energy to get there.
What an amazing year it has been for the UFC, with record pay-per-views, record gates, but more importantly, many fighters giving us performances to remember, just like this.
How crazy is this game? How crazy is this game? You never know what the hell is going to happen in this batshit nutty sport.
For a reason, and nobody's gonna take these moments from me.
With moments like that, the UFC is only getting more and more popular by the day. So here are some friends of the show weighing in on their favourite fights in 2023.
Kia ora te whānau, it is Timpervise here from Crowd Goes Wild, and also, a huge UFC fan. Ravinda and the UFC on Sky have asked me for my moment of 2023, and it gets no better for me. It's UFC 287. We're in Miami. Adesanya coming back to come and get that redemption. Bounces off the cage, smacks Pereira in the mouth, and gets that win and takes back his title. We won't talk about what came after that, all right? But I'm just saying, April, that was my moment, and I want to know what yours is as well. So huge thanks.
G'day team, it's Andrew here from The Crowd Goes Wild and The Rock. Highlight for UFC for this year, it'll have to be Dan Hooker up against Jalen Turner. He went toe-to-toe, and as we know, Dan Hooker loves to scrap. If there was a BMF belt for Dan Hooker in New Zealand, he would own it. No one else would even come close, and that says a lot for how good CKB is. We know what happened to him. He got injured, and he's re-injured that same arm when he was going to fight Bobby Green coming up. But hey, Dan Hooker is always my highlight. I love Izzy. I love the CKB boys, but Dan Hooker for me is my highlight for 2023.
My moment of the year for the UFC in 2023 is going to be a pretty popular one, but it's pretty hard to go past Israel Adesanya knocking out Alex Pereira at UFC 287. I mean, to do it in the fashion that he did with so much emotion, so much on the line, that second round knockout really made a statement in itself. But to follow it with the celebration like he did just took it to a whole new level. And then the speech he made afterwards just took it up another notch and made what was a huge moment in his career and made it a legendary moment in the history of the sport that, people are going to remember that for a long time. And that's a pretty hard one to overlook.
A highlight for me this year has to be City Kickboxing captain Dan Hooker up against Jalen Turner at UFC 290. Only Dan could beat someone as formidable as Jalen Turner with a broken face and a broken arm. The way he shrugged off that head kick like it was just a scratch. Absolutely phenomenal, and totally proved that tough times don't last, but Dan Hooker does.
Kia ora everybody. My favorite UFC moment of 2023 was UFC 287, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira 2. Izzy knocks him out into the second round and regains the middleweight championship belt. First time it's ever been done in UFC history. And by the way, Izzy, you're still my favorite middleweight of all time and still the best right now. Kia ora.
Hey guys, Megan O'Leary here. Okay, so moment of the year for 2023. This honestly feels impossible because there are just so many fantastic things that happen inside the octagon, around the sport, and even behind the scenes. And I am so blessed and fortunate that I get a front row seat to so many of these different events and moments in time. I had a really hard time deciding between three of them. So we'll just call it a three-way tie or rank them however you like best. Alexa Grasso becoming champion, which she defeated Valentina Shevchenko in their first fight, when Valentina just really seemed invincible. The first fight between Islam and Volk, it was absolutely fantastic and one of the best fights that we've seen, but also there was just so much on the line, champion and champion. And then UFC 287 as a whole, of course, when Israel Adesanya knocked out Alex Pereira, but there was just so much energy in the building. Miami was just a incredible host for our fights. There was a billion celebrities in the crowd who were going nuts at what these athletes inside the octagon could do. So those are my top three. It's a three-way tie, or rank them however you like best, so there's no controversy. But of course, there's a million moments that we could pick, and really excited for what's to come, and just very thankful that I've gotten to witness so many great moments inside the UFC octagon.
And Whānau, if there are any favourite moments or fights that you would like to share with us, please feel free to leave a comment below. Joining me now is our UFC on Sky editor who, it takes a team to put this show together. And Ollie and I have many conversations about UFC and getting ideas together to put our show together every week. So Ollie, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Now look, a lot of our friends of the show have shared their favourite moments. I was wondering, I kind of have a little guess on what moment that is, but what was your favourite moment for 2023?
Well, I'm a Kiwi tragic, so it's pretty obvious. But it's easily Israel Adesanya's knockout of Alex Pereira. I mean, the circumstances, the sequence before the knockout, and just the score. It's phenomenal. It's the best knockout I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Talking about Israel Adesanya, we talk about him quite often, obviously, when we're putting shows together. What do you make of him as a fighter and what he's done for, New Zealand in general on the UFC stage?
That's a big question, but I think he's probably the greatest sportsman New Zealand's ever produced. I think we're pretty blessed to call him one of ours. And his activity as a champion's unseen. It's really unseen. And I don't think there's even been a champ who's been as game as him for a fight. And I can't wait till he comes back. I'm personally praying for UFC 300 to be Israel versus Pereira for the belt.
That would be amazing to see if he comes back, right? Because he's saying he's on leave.
Yeah. And barring that, I think seeing a healthy Jamal Hill versus Jerry would be the biggest fight we can make next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Israel has done so much for New Zealand MMA, obviously, to help with fighters coming through and things like that. But he's also giving us a job as well, Like, it's fighters like him that have promoted shows to be made like this in little old New Zealand. So he's creating, platforms everywhere.
It's true.
And what about the movie? What did you make of Stylebender, the movie this year?
I thought it was phenomenal. It was really well shot. My only complaint is it looks like Israel still reads the comments from what I've seen, and he still gets pretty pissed off. My French.
He does indeed, but you gotta hate him or love him. He is who he is, right?
But it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It transcends genres.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I have to, slip in my favourite moment of the year will definitely have to be Dan Hooker, Jalen Turner, and that absolute battle that they were in. We still talk about this fight and think about how we can slip into the highlight reels, suffering that scratch that he did in that fight. But, also upsetting to hear that he's out of UFC Fight Night next weekend. Your thoughts on that?
It would have been a great fight. That was a great fight to make, but we'll see him back next year. He's at the height of his powers right now, and I believe he's going to make a run for that belt.
Yeah, absolutely. 2024, Dan Hooker, we're hoping, of course, for a quick recovery ehua, but 2024 will be his 10th year in the UFC as well, so can't wait to see him back for that. So, hope you've enjoyed our show, whānau, and we will be back next week. Hei kōnā mai.